All right, we're back with top of the stretch horse racing. This is going to be an overly ambitious attempt as I do everything with no editing. So, what I'm attempting here has lots of variables and is probably going to go dreadfully wrong and very possible you'll never see this. But anyway, let's give it a shot, see what happens here. We're going to run the Santa Barbara Stakes 1937 grade 3 for 3-year-olds and up. And let's go to the experts and get their opinions on this race.
Our next race is a big one. We head to Santa Anita Park for the 1937 Santa Barbara Stakes. Dirt track in this grade 3, 7-furlong sprint for 3-year-old and up horses with a whopping purse of $2,500 on the line.
All right, how about number 1, Rough Time? McCombs is a hot jockey, winning 2 already on today's card.
A sturdy bay colt, Rough Time, is known for his long strides and steady pace. Trained by a veteran handler, he's been a consistent performer on the track, often showcasing his speed in shorter races. His recent second-place finish demonstrates his versatility and determination to compete at any distance.
Okay, here's my top selection. The 2, Deliberator.
Yeah, I can see that. A striking chestnut gelding with a fiery spirit, Deliberator commands attention with his powerful build and intense gaze. Under the expert guidance of a seasoned jockey, he's a formidable contender known for his explosive bursts of speed and strategic race tactics. His recent victory is a testament to his skill and tenacity, making him a top contender in today's race. Grand Manitou. A sleek black filly with a graceful stride, Grand Manitou exudes elegance and poise on the track. Trained by a meticulous handler, she's shown flashes of brilliance in her races, though consistency has been her challenge. With the right conditions and a clear path ahead, she has the potential to surprise the field and make her mark in this competitive race. Bill Farnsworth, a sturdy bay gelding with a muscular frame. Bill Farnsworth is a rising star in the racing world. Known for his raw talent and boundless energy, he stormed to victory in his last outing, leaving spectators in awe of his potential. With a skilled jockey in the saddle, he's poised to continue his winning streak and establish himself as a force to be reckoned with in today's race. Preeminent, a handsome chestnut stallion with a regal bearing. Preeminent commands attention wherever he goes. As a seasoned competitor, he's no stranger to the winner's circle, boasting an impressive racing record. While the shorter sprint distance may not be his preferred race length, his experience and pedigree make him a formidable contender capable of delivering a strong performance. Moonside, a sleek gray filly with a fluid stride. Moonside captivates spectators with her graceful movement on the track. Trained to harness her natural athleticism, she's shown flashes of brilliance in her races, though consistency has eluded her at times. With a talented jockey in the saddle, she's ready to showcase her potential and make her presence felt in today's race. Sobriety, a striking chestnut gelding with a spirited demeanor. Sobriety is known for his fiery personality and competitive spirit. Though he's faced setbacks in his career, his recent performances suggest a renewed focus and determination to succeed. With a skilled jockey guiding his path, he's poised to rise to the occasion and deliver a memorable performance in today's race. Sally's Booter, a charming bay filly with a gentle disposition. Sally's Booter captivates fans with her endearing personality and determined spirit. Though she may lack the imposing stature of some of her competitors, her heart and grit make her a formidable contender on the track. With a skilled jockey in the saddle, she's ready to defy the odds and prove that size is no match for determination. He did. A powerful chestnut stallion with a commanding presence. He did as a seasoned veteran with a storied racing career. Known for his indomitable spirit and fierce competitiveness, he's faced and conquered some of the toughest competition in the sport. With a skilled jockey at the reins, he's ready to add another chapter to his legacy and cement his status as one of the greats in today's race. Lloyd Pan, a sleek bay gelding with a graceful stride. Lloyd Pan catches the eye with his effortless elegance on the track. Though he may not boast the flashy speed of some of his competitors, his tactical acumen and strategic race tactics make him a force to be reckoned with. With a talented jockey guiding his path, he's ready to unleash his full potential and make a strong showing in today's race. Crossbow 2, a powerful black stallion with a muscular build. Crossbow 2 are in commands attention with his imposing presence on the track. Known for his explosive bursts of speed and unwavering determination, he's a formidable contender capable of dominating his rivals. With a skilled jockey in the saddle, he's ready to unleash his full arsenal and claim victory in today's race. Zoic. A sleek bay gelding with a determined gaze, Zoic exudes confidence and determination on the track.
His raw talent and untapped potential make him a wild card in today's competition. With a skilled jockey guiding his path, he's ready to overcome adversity and prove his worth
on the biggest stage. Horses are approaching the gate. My top selection is number 4, Bill Farnsworth. Good luck.
Okay, well, that went okay so far. All right, let's see how this goes. In the comments in a previous video, I had a viewer that had asked if I would go into a little more detail on the races. I'm definitely not an expert on the game, but I am gonna go a little bit slower this time and see if maybe I can help this guy pick up a few things. And I do know that in horse racing, I was in the horse racing industry for many years, and I do know that a lot of the broadcast and they kind of just assume you're an expert, and a lot of the terminology is not all that easy. And it's kind of like I had in college I had a Swedish friend who wanted me to explain baseball to him. And I thought, well, this will be easy. It was not easy. It was extraordinarily difficult. So some things we take for granted. But anyway, like I said, I'm going to try to go a little bit slower. Got a little details on this race. Obviously, this is going to be a very competitive race. We've got a lot of horses, no real long shots, and no clear-cut favorite. A couple of 5-to-1s mixed in here. So this is the morning line. This sometimes changes when you go into the race. I'm not sure if it changes based on your betting. I would hope it would, but so that's that information. Range is another important one. So we're going 7 furlongs here. It should be somewhere around here, but I know we're going 7 furlongs, and some of these horses are not perfectly suited to the distance. It's just slightly off, so won't be too big of a problem. But just like in real horsing, that could be real horse racing, that could be a factor that you would want to consider. Let's see. So let me kind of go. So trip basically is your ability to avoid trouble, and that is anywhere from a -3 to a +3. Class, which is the next line here, that's again, all these are from -3 to 3. That's basically competition level, what the horse faced during his career. Higher the better. So he did, in this case, would be the horse that faced the stiffest competition. Speed is the top ability to get to a top speed. So we've got some 1s and some 0s. Wet, obviously, is if we have muddy track. Only one horse that really suits. And the jockeys, the higher the number on the first number is better. That's basically the ability to stay out of trouble. And the second number is you'll get a bonus roll, and you pick whether you want the jockey to, I kind of view it as to go for it or not. And the bonus is anywhere from -2 to 2. So you'll see, like in this race, we've got Harry Richards, one of the top jockeys in 37. He has a +2. So if he guesses right, essentially, on that dice roll, he'll get a +2 to his roll. I consider the numbers on the track essentially a buyer's speed. That's definitely not the way the game perceives it, but well, it's close to what the game perceives. But I kind of use it as not only a buyer speed or a speed figure that measures how quickly the horse ran the race. I also show it as a distance. So if one horse is at, say, 35 and the next one is at 30, I consider that a 5-length lead. So, all right, we are ready to get into this race. Oh, no. Disaster. All right, so let's see if I can fix that. First, I definitely want my camera here. I like the idea of this in theory. Let's see. Everybody's going to be a little too forward here, so let's back everyone up so we can just see the leaders as they. This is totally over the top and not worth the effort. But maybe for the special races, I'll do this. I wasted an enormous amount of time looking for 2 of these horses, which I misplaced and found them in 2 different rooms. One was probably should have been lost and surprised it hadn't been sucked up by a vacuum cleaner. But thank God I've had these for years, and I painted them years ago when my eyes would permit me to do that. So anyway, let's get into this race, the Santa Barbara Grade 3. I have pretty much limited our viewing area for the dice rolls. So, let's see. How do we want to do this? You just have to take my word for it. Let's just go with that. All right, here we go. I do not have 12 horses, so I'm pulling against 11 and 12. They're both pretty good long shots here. You can see the odds did change. He had moved to a 9-2 and is the favorite. I know the announcers like the 2 and the 4. I think both of those 2 have actually won races already. So let's get a track bias here. This is going to be if you have a speed, if it's a speed favoring, which 2 to 3 is super speed favoring, that means the horses that get out early are going to get an advantage and won't fade quite as much at the end. Horse racing is kind of like horses in general. For the most part, horses get one chance to step on the accelerator. Some horses do it early, some horses do it late. Rarely do you have a horse that has the ability to do it multiple times. So usually your horse, either it's a front-running horse, a horse that likes to run in the middle and stalk, or a closer. And so if you have the horses run too fast at the beginning of the race, it's going to help the back horses. If they run too slow, it's going to help. It's going to help the front horses because they didn't have to exert quite as much energy. So that's one of the big things is when you see that very first quarter, if it's 22 or low 23 for the first quarter mile, that's really fast. And almost every Kentucky Derby is way too fast. And so that helps the back horses. If you see a 24, that's pretty slow, and that's going to help the front horses potentially stay out and lead. So anyway, okay, here we go. Let's check our track bias. I rolled a 4 and a 2, as you'll see on the screen. It's going to be a neutral, not favoring either horse more than the other. I think I've covered everything else here. Yeah, I think we're ready to go. I don't think I covered power. Power is anywhere from, where's power? Oh, here it is. Power's anywhere from a 19 to a 29. That you saw that on the other screen. This is a little bit different. After it splits it out. Form can be anything from an E to an A. That's basically a variation on consistency. The closer to A, the better. So, all right, here we go.
The last move in line. One out there at the top. And they're off.
All right, here we go. Rough Time will be the first to go, the one horse. It was a 1 and the 6 again. As we had discussed earlier, typically 7, 8, 9 aren't very good numbers, but in some cases they will be. Like this one is going up from 2 to 12, 12 being the best. So he rolls a 7 and moves ahead 19, which basically I say is 19 spaces for simplicity's sake. Deliberator with John Longden. He rolls a 3 and a 3, a 22. So those are pretty big numbers. So this horse, and you can see by the pace number there, this horse is one of our front runners who will be out front early. Double sixes, that's as good as it gets, and that is a late running horse with that is near the front. That's going to be a big help for the 3. Bill Farnsworth now, 4 and a 5, 24. He will take the lead. Got a chance for the pace to be too hot here. Preeminent, a 3 and a 2. Moonside, you can see when I have lots of horses cards, that means that it shows their career earnings, and so these are famous horses for the time of 37. And a 4, that's good for that one. Sobriety now. Sally's Booter. And 1. Not a good start. He gets a tremendous start and is heads apart with Bill Farnsworth. Lloyd Pan, a 1 and a 2. Terrible start. So we'll say he hopped out of the gate. Crossbow 2. 2 and a 4. 18. And Zoic, 18 to 1. 6 and 4. All right, so let's get our horses. We have 4 and 9. Let's see how we can do this with the camera. A little visual representation. So the camera is flipped, so that's going to make all of the numbers backwards, unfortunately. But so 4 and 9 out early, with the 12 right behind them. All right, so as you can see, the pace is blistering. So a 7 or higher, and it's going to be an extra penalty to these front runners. And it is a fast pace, so that is setting up for the back horses. So here we go. We have Bill Farnsworth now. Let's roll this one out. Normally I skip auto finish this segment because it's basically just a little bit of moving around, but it can hit those events. So you see at the 3 number, there's an event there, so that has a possibility for the horse for something bad to happen. Basically, that's your rare event chart. We got a 4-4 here. He's going to move up 1. If you can see here, that 0 and 1 picked him up to 1 spot ahead. So he did. And the 2, he's going to fall back. So that's going to be the 9 falling back a little bit, the 4 moving up a little bit. Now the 12, 2 and 5, he stays where he is. The Liberator, the 2, stays exactly where he is. Rough Time stays in line. Slight move up there for the 3, which again is a late running horse if I remember correctly. So this is setting up well for that horse. Crossbow moves up with a nice roll there. 17 to 1, almost the longest shot in the field. Sobriety now stays in line. Preeminent falls back slightly. Moonside, it's a really good roll. Allie's Booter, terrible roll, and that horse will fall to the back of the field. And Lloyd Pan moves up slightly. All right, so we've got Farnsworth with a 2-length lead. We have the 9 and the 12. Pretend the 12 is on the other side of that 9. And right behind them is the 2. All right. Farnsworth now. He's going to start slowing down as... Oh, and I forgot I had marked cards. So this Farnsworth had a grade 3 win in his career of 104, or had won grade 3s. I guess that's probably the biggest race that he had won. But 145 starts, $71,000 in 37 is a lot of money. 5-3, so he's going to get a 17, and he's probably going to get, at minimum, horses are going to start catching up with him. I rolled a 5 and a 1 on He Did. And He Did is going to move slightly ahead here. The 12, 1 and a 5. He's going to be even with the 4, Farnsworth. Deliberator now, a 1 and a 1. Not a good roll for him. Middle of the race looks like was a good spot for him, 2 and 3. As the 3 moves up to take the lead slightly. Crossbow now, 2 and 3. And the 11 now is even with the 9. Sobriety, 3 and 5. Again, the 7 and 8s usually are not very good because they're common numbers, but sometimes with a really good horse, that will be that will actually be the number you want to roll. Moonside now hits the 7. Lloyd Pan, 8-1, 2-4. Get him up to mid-pack. Preeminent. Still at the back of the pack, and Sally's Booter, who had a terrible roll the last time, now gets 24 and is kind of back in it now. All right, so this roll will show whether we're looking for a trip, which Deliberator, Rough Time, Class is going to be He Did. So if this hits a 3 or 4, He Did's going to be in a good spot. And then you have Speed, which you have 4 horses that will be a benefit to. We roll a 5. And those are the 4 horses. He Did was amongst those. Deliberator, Rough Time, and Sally's Bid are all going to get a bonus here on that speed roll. So that's top pure speed. All right. So we've got the 3 in front, followed closely 1 length back, the 9 and the 11, and the 4 just behind them. 12 and 2 just behind them. 67. He Did gets a bad roll. The favorite, he's going to really fall back now. I'll adjust that here in just a second. Crossbow, 1 and 1, 21. So he's going to move into second temporarily as we're rounding the final turn. Farnsworth did not get a really good roll. 21, that's a good roll there for Zoic. And as I hope the 11 and 12 wouldn't be up front, of course they are. Deliberator, a 2 and a 2, a 2 and a 4 here for Lloyd Pan. Rough Time, still at the back. Moonside with, this was obviously a late running 25. Moonside comes flying up on the outside. He is now 2 lengths off the lead. 22 for Preeminent. He has not gotten going yet. And Sobriety gets a little bit closer. Sally's Booter, another terrible roll for Sally's Booter. All right, so now this is what we were talking about. The jockeys with this ride number here. We definitely want Richards. He's going to go for it here. I guess I view this as like an aggressive move, kind of like in this year's Kentucky Derby, the 3-horse darting to the rail and shoving his way through. he's going to take a shot. The long shot crossbow will probably do that. He's going to need to get lucky here down the stretch. I'm going to say all these back horses are going to try for it. All right, so here's the roll: 1, 2, or 3, and we get a 6.
Swings to the outside
So
now to be fourth. There's their
all those horses that took the chance have got the bonus, and they will roll first. So we're going to go, let's update our track real quick. So we've got the 3 in front, and we've got the 6. How far back is this? 6 is only 2 links back. Let me just completely reset here. 6 is 2 links back. Here comes the 10 and 11. And that's where we will pick up from there. All right, here we go. We're going to start from the back and work our way towards the front. Sally's Booter is going to get a 1-point bonus here. This is the 8. Gets a nice roll there. 89 is not terrible. That could be could somehow squeak out in the money, but this has been a pretty quick race. I suspect this is going to be that 89 is not going to be good enough. Bill Farnsworth, who was the prognosticator's pick, unfortunately has had not a very good race. I guess you would say a trouble trip. He also gets an 89, so that'll be a wire check for those two. Don't think it's going to come down to that. Preeminent now. 2 and a 6. That was the perfect roll for Preeminent, and the 5 is now your leader. How should we do this? Let's try to represent it. Let's just wipe this. Let's try to represent it this way. So the 5 looking good at the moment. The variety up now. Anything but a 6 or 7 and 11. Rolled to 6, 4 and a 2. So the 7 just behind. Now rough time, the 1. 3, a 5, an 8, 9, 10, and 12 are all good numbers. 6 and a 1. So that rough time is out of it. Deliberator now. 3, 5, 8, 9, 10, and 12. I rolled a 4 and a 1. Deliberator, the 2, which was Matt's pick. Jumps into the lead. He did is next. 3 and a 3. He'll finish well back. Zoic now, the 12. Gets the perfect roll and the... Okay, so we're going to say, do I have a horse that's close to a 12? We're going to have to pretend this 9 is the 12. They are nose to nose there. Lloyd Pan is going to be your leader. He is flying here at the end. 5 and a 5, which is a big number. The best he could do. He hits it, and he is checking out the 10 now. That's going to be tough to beat. Put him there. Just in case, 3 horses to go. Crossbow is next. He can't win it, but he could finish up front, and he does. Moonside, 2 horses to go. Moonside and Grand Monio. 1, and Moonside gets the only a couple of numbers there that would have helped, and he gets it. The 6 rockets past, and he takes a tiny short lead, and this horse cannot win. In fact, gets as bad a roll as possible. So we're looking, Moonside is going to win. Lloyd Pan is going to be second. Crossbow third. Grand Mortio and Mantio is fourth. And Deliberator is fifth, rounding out the trifecta. So this is, let's see, this is for the super high five. So we will roll this. A 5 and a 5, that's probably going to get fifth. And a 2 and a 2, which will definitely get sixth. We'll auto finish the rest of this. So Moonside is your winner of the Santa Barbara Grade 3 Stakes. So that horse in real life was 19 for 66, which is pretty good. Son of Broadside, born in 1932. All right, what else do we have here? So the payouts there, 1840, 926.40. Lloyd Pan, same payouts, 920 for the place, 640 for the show. Crossbow, a nice long shot, 1120 on the show. Running time, 1 minute 21:60. That is just off of our all-time 7 furlong record, which is 120.4. Let's check the... It's up a little bit. Nice payout there on the superfecta. We'll clean this up. And our winner in the winner circle, 6, Moonside. So Moonside, let's look at the how to read this form here. So Moonside started 9th at the first roll, which I'm not sure why they call this. I probably should read to figure this out, but basically it's first call, second call, finish. At the first call was in 9th place, 1 length back of the horse in front of him. And by the time we got to the second, Moonside was absolutely rolling, had rolled up to 2nd place, half length back, won the race, winning by a half length. Final odds, 8-1. He finished with a 103, which I look at that as a buyer speed, which is anytime you have anything over 100, always really good. I think the Kentucky Derby, the expected time was going to be a 105. I'm not sure what it came back as, but so let's do one more. Lloyd Pan, the 10, started 10th, moved up to 7th, then closed to 4th, and went to 2nd. Falling apart late was the 3. He was leading, and then fell back to 4th at the finish line. See if anybody else had a good move. The He Did was up front early, fell to 6th, then fell to last at the end of the race. Any other moves? Everybody else kind of stayed steady. The 11, got up to 3rd, ran 3rd the rest of the way, finishing 1.5 lengths back, 17-1. So our payouts here, the exacta is 1st and 2nd in the exact right order. The $2 bet on 6 and 10 paid you $166. The trifecta, which is 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, the dollar paid $1,676. And if you got 1 through 4, 6, 7, 11, and 3, that paid $9,284. All right, well, I think it may have been a little basic for some. Hopefully it helped some people that were that have had some problems diving into getting past some of the opening issues, but it's a great game. I do wish that the animations would, if you roll the dice, you lose the animations. I think that's a big problem with the game. Other than that, it's nearly perfect for me. If I could see the animations where the horses were, I wouldn't need the miniatures or my sheet that I track the horses on. You can see, I need like the visual representation, and just seeing the numbers doesn't quite do it for me. So maybe one day that'll be fixed. or improved, however you want to say it. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me. That was fun. I hope to do some of the bigger races. I've got, I know Seabiscuit is coming up in the Santa Anita Derby for 3-year-olds, and War Admiral is in the pretty much like the main event this month. War Admiral will be running in that. So hopefully we'll get to those races sometime soon. Again, your winner here today, Moonside, the 6th. 1840 on the winner. Thanks for joining us, and I hope to see you next time. Please hit that subscribe button and like if possible. See you soon.